Welcome back to my shop, not the airplane, not flying today. What I want to show you and talk about today is the engine preheater I built in the fall and used in the winter. I only needed to use it twice, but it works well. Now on my channel, there is a video of me building a convection style heater out of a stove and some tubing that went into the cowling underneath the engine through the opening for the nose gear. That worked well. It took longer than I would expect, but it worked well. It did warm the engine up nicely. Then a friend of mine, Steve, who flies a Grumman Tiger out of VKX, showed me this, and he got this idea from a friend of his. These battery-powered torpedo heaters are becoming more and more affordable. This is a Ryobi, what did I say it was? It's a PCL 801. PCL 801. Runs off of the 18-volt batteries that Ryobi has, or it's a hybrid. You can plug it into the wall. It's got an AC plug as well with it. And it runs off of propane for the heat. Propane. You can see this, all this crazy ductwork I got here. So this one here splits off into two and goes into the cowling. This one here goes straight down and up in under the airplane through the bottom of the cowling where the nose gear comes out. So that's how this works. Now, I did a deep dive into cowlings, and I think that the continuous operating temperature of the resin that our cowlings are made out of, resin and fiberglass, is a continuous duty operating temperature of about 400 degrees. So I get at 30 degrees F, I get 400 degrees here, and I get 400 degrees at the end of the tubing. I'll show you this in a minute. Now, I didn't want to go 400 degrees, call me safety crazy, but so I tune it to 350 degrees. Now, by the way, this is on the lowest setting for the fan, by the way, on this. And the way I tune it is, see this video of the blend door? There's a blend door in here, of the baffle. It allows me to tune how much air from the fan goes in there. And this fan sits right there on its own. Takes ambient air, mixes it with the hot air here, and then gives you the temperature you want out of these, and at the end of the tube. And I have a thermometer I'll show you in a minute at the end of the tube that tells me what the temperature is going into the airplane. So let's talk. This is a manometer. It will not measure cubic feet per minute, but it'll measure feet per minute. And I'll turn this on. Now this doesn't have a hold function, so I'll see if I can take a picture of it with my iPhone. Oops, put the battery in, you idiot. Now I don't have the fuel hooked up, so I won't be having any problems with my plastic being in front of it. This is about 511 feet per minute out of here. If I turn it up all the way, it doesn't do anything with the flame has to be in there to go up. So anyway, it's 511 around there feet per minute. So you're exchanging the air in the tubes and in the cowling very quickly, which means heat loss through the aluminum tubing to ambient is going to be minimal to none. So let me show you the tubings now. I'll go get the little tubing. This is the one that goes underneath the cowling. It slips right on here. Just a slip fitting. And I adjust this to fit into the opening where the landing gear comes through. And this one is for the cowling, the top of the cowling. And here's the thermometer that I have at the end where it goes into the cowling, and at 30 degrees F with no padding around this to block off anything, the air coming out of here is 350 degrees. That's what I want. So let's go up to the airport and I'll show you. We're not going to heat the engine up because it's like 90 degrees out right now. But let's go to the airport and I'll hook it all up and I'll show you how I set it up and make it work. And this is my setup at the airport. It's on the ground. Batteries in place. I'm not going to turn it on and do all the thing because it's really hot today, kind of hot today. But I run two to the top of the into the inlets, two of the heaters from there, and then the bottom one goes into the hole where the nose gear comes out. So are they fighting each other? The airflow is such that whatever goes in is going to come out very quickly. I told you about the airflow measurement earlier in the video, but if you're really concerned, open the oil door and it'll escape. So why two? Well, I do want to heat the metal of the engine. It's important. But more importantly, being a former engine builder, the oil is what I want to be warm. When they say the oil is the lifeblood of your engine, they aren't kidding. So let me tell you what happened at 30 degrees F. I put it in, I turned it on, I tuned the air temperature with the fan and the valve I have here for that I showed you for adjusting the airflow. You see I have a thermometer right there to get it to 350 degrees, and then I'll just let it flow on all three hoses into the airplane. As far as losing heat through these hoses, the airflow is so quick it doesn't matter. I still get 350 degrees up here. Now, how do I test this? Well, I have nifty handy dandy Harbor Freight temperature thing. I go in here, measure the top of the engine, but when I want to measure the oil, we've got an Electronics International EIS in this airplane. I turn that on. I look at the oil temperatures. We have a direct read from the tank, from the oil sump. And after about a half an hour, I've got 65 degree oil, which is more than enough heat to go ahead and start your engine and then bring it up to operating temperature, which is only about 10 degrees further. Let it run for a while. But this is it. This is my setup. If you only have one place to put your hose for hot air into your engine, put it in the bottom. So the air flies up around the engine, but gets your oil sump warm first. That's basically it. So let me pack this stuff all up and go flying.